Last video, we ended up losing to the Packers, causing us not to make the playoffs, and it's probably a good thing that we didn't, because we would have had to face off against Tom Brady. As you can see, this is how the playoffs turned out. It's the Cowboys and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think we would have lost eventually. We probably would have lost to the Buccaneers. We probably would have got the 7th seed if we would have won, but here's how the playoffs have turned out. As you can see, Packers lost to the Bucks. Vikings lost to the Seahawks. Yeah, you see how it turned out. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers loses against Tom Brady, and Tom Brady ends up making it to the conference championship, but does lose. And he does actually make the Pro Bowl. So here's what the Pro Bowl team's looking like. I don't think we're going to have many Pro Bowlers, because we honestly weren't that good. I'm thinking of a couple of people who would possibly be a Pro Bowler, but they might not be there. Like Larry Fitzgerald, I would think he would be one, because I mean he was our best receiver. Maybe not in the league. So far, I haven't seen anybody. Feel free to pause and look at the Pro Bowl roster if you feel like it. If you really care about looking for them, looking for anybody, let me know if I have any, because I might miss some. So far, I haven't seen anybody that's on my team. I want to see if. Oh wow, Jimmy Collins is not there. Still haven't seen anybody of mine. Oh wow, I don't think we had a single person in the Pro Bowl. Interesting. So here's what the season stats are looking like. Obviously, Jared Goff would have probably around 3,000 to 4,000 yards passing if he got to play the entire season. But I did let him play most of the season, and then I put Jordan Love in, and yeah, so as you can see, 2,436 yards. He completed 193 out of 332. You can see how we are relying on those passing yards, and yeah, 18 for 10. 18 touchdowns, 10 picks. Not bad. And Jordan Love, for only playing about like 4 or 5 games, he actually looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit less picks, but yeah. Here's what our running back group is looking like. DeAndre Swift, the main reason why he doesn't have around 1,000 yards is because he was hurt a lot. And then Latavius Murray had to play. And yeah, Latavius Murray wasn't that bad. I think he was actually a pretty good signing. He did put up some good yards, and most of these guys just didn't get to run the ball much. But yeah, 7 touchdowns, DeAndre Swift. If he could just stay healthy, he's gonna do a lot of good things, like score touchdowns and get good yards. And here's what our receiving core is looking like. Well, Larry Fitzgerald is not here for whatever reason. But yeah, we were not that good. We definitely need to get a receiver. I might use my second first-round pick on one. But yeah, we definitely need some better receivers. Rashad Perriman actually did pretty good. So did T.J. Hawkinson. But we need more out of those guys, out of those higher paid guys, and yeah, we just need some better production out of our people, out of our players. And now I want to see the sacks. What is the most sacks on our team is Julian Okwara. He had 8 sacks. I thought we did way better this season, but I guess it was just because we had more guys getting sacks, like different guys getting sacks and stuff. Julian Okwara, Levi Onwuzurike, all these guys are pretty good. Yeah. So, Tracy Walker is a half sack, so you love to see him get some good production. Yeah, all these defensive linemen and outside linebackers are actually getting a bunch of sacks. And let's see the picks. Tracy Walker, I would expect him to get a lot of picks, but I mean, only 3. I mean, he is a superstar dev, or I might have to fix him eventually. But yeah, I thought he had a bunch more picks. And Corn Elder is the guy that has the least amount of picks that actually has one. So yeah, Tracy Walker is has our most interceptions. Actually, he's tied with Jeff Okuda. So here is what the awards are looking like. The MVP of year 1 is going to be Alvin Kamara. He is a 98 overall. Interesting. So, yeah. A running back is the MVP. And Patrick Mahomes is surprisingly down to 5th. I thought he would have probably won it or something. Oh, whoa. Oh, that's cool. Khalil Mack's on the MVP list as a, what is it, a linebacker, an outside linebacker, or an edge rusher? I honestly don't know. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, who faced off against us, who's probably one of our biggest rivals, he's in the MVP race. That's interesting to see. Okay. Now, who won Coach of the Year? Urban Meyer, who in real life got fired. Okay, so that's interesting. 13-4. Yeah. And Coach Gumbo Shrimp is not on here. And if you don't know who Coach Gumbo Shrimp is, that's just the coach I made for the Lions. So, yeah. So, we don't have a single guy in the first 2 awards. Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC is Lamar Jackson. He is a talent. He's really good. Von Miller still in the Broncos. Oh, wow. They went 5-12. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, undisputed. I wouldn't say any otherwise. Caleb Farley. Okay. He's a good corner. Josh Allen. He's also really good. Probably one of our best quarterbacks in the league. Austin Eckler, best running back. Demarcus Robinson. 79 overall. Okay. Ronnie Stanley. DeForest Buckner on the 5-12 Colts. How are all these teams with bad records getting Player of the Year awards? Von Miller, still pretty good. Bradley Roby, and then Tyler Bass. Okay. So that's it for the AFC awards. Now let's see the NFC awards. Alvin Kamara obviously wins Offensive Player of the Year because he won MVP. I wouldn't expect anything less. And I don't see a single Lions player on here. And that honestly does not shock me. Defensive Player of the Year, I kind of would expect somebody to get on here. Okay. My expectations were too high, I guess. So Offensive Rookie of the Year is Justin Fields. And Jamar Jefferson, our running back, actually gets in the top 10 rankings for Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's very nice to see. And he's only a 67 overall. So, yeah. Let's see Defensive Rookie of the Year. And Levi Onwuzurike actually showing up as the 3rd best player. That is something I love to see. And as well, another guy, Alim McNeil, 7th on the rankings for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Nice. That's very nice to see. 2 of our defensive linemen are in the top 10 rookies. So let's see. Nobody in Best QB. So Jared Goff and Jordan Love are not on there. Best running back. Maybe DeAndre Swift or Latavius Murray can get on here. And nope. So yeah. Let's see Best Receiver. Maybe Best Receiver could be it. Nope. I probably won't expect much from us. Not even a lineman. Because I think we allow a bunch of sacks. Too many sacks. So we're not going to win many of these awards. We might not even come in the top 10 rankings. But yeah, defensive lineman, I kind of would have expected somebody to get in there, but guess not. Yeah, Khalil Mack is the guy who was actually top 10 for MVP. I would expect him to win that. Now let's see Best DB. I don't think we're going to win anything, to be honest. Tracy Walker. I should have expected that. Tracy Walker has improved drastically this entire year. He went from normal dev to superstar, so I'm glad to see him in that award ranking. And actually, our kicker as well. Our kicker is third. So, yeah, that's it for the awards. Not many people in the awards, so nothing really to expect from our team this year. And here's who won the Super Bowl. Chiefs win it 34-21. And the MVP is actually KJ Wright, not Patrick Mahomes or Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce. Literally none of the guys they have on offense. But yeah, the Super Bowl is won by the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is Patrick Mahomes', I think for this game, it's his second, it's either his first or his second Super Bowl win. But yeah, it's his 3-time Super Bowl champion. Anyways, here's who's going to retire, or here's who's retiring. So yeah, a bunch of these guys. Antonio Brown retires. Calais Campbell. Yeah, a bunch of these really good guys. Oh, Aaron Rodgers retires. Our biggest foe is retiring. So, are the Packers going to go after quarterback in the draft, or are they going to sign one in free agency? Because if you remember, we did trade for Jordan Love, who was their backup quarterback. So who are they going to look for at quarterback now? They could be interesting. Ben Roethlisberger, see you, man. Peace out. It's been a good career. He's calling it quits with the Steelers. And yep, Larry Fitzgerald retires after 18 years. He was our best receiver by far. Undisputed. Yeah, I'm honestly glad to be his last team ever. Yeah, he was just a one-of-a-kind player. I'm glad to have him on our team. And yeah, a bunch of these other guys just retiring that are in free agency. Tim Tebow. Man, I could have signed him. I didn't even realize he was in free agency. Huh. Could have converted him back to quarterback. That'd have been cool. And he was Adrian Peterson. Josh Norman. A bunch of these big-name guys retiring probably because of old age. LaShawn McCoy would have been a pretty good running back for us. And not really seeing that many people anymore. Earl Thomas. Very, very interesting. All these guys are pretty interesting to see them go. All these guys are actually pretty cool. So now on to free agency. This is where we're going to boost up our offense and our defense. Actually, our entire team. So I'm curious to see who's all here in free agency, because this is where we build up our team. There could be some pretty good people like Mike Gesicki. But he's wanting 16 mil, and I'm thinking of spending my money elsewhere. As much fun as it would be, Raheem Mostert, I could get him because if DeAndre Swift gets hurt too much, it's nice to have a backup, but Gronk doesn't retire. So, can we pick up Gronk? I don't think I will. Devin McCourty, 35. He's not wanting that much money, but I'm not going to sign him. Jesse Bates would be a great combo with Tracy Walker. That would be so fun to do, but I think for right now, I'm going to focus on other things, like running back. I want to try to find a nice running back that's good enough to, produce a bunch of... Okay, Todd Gurley. Could I bring back Todd Gurley? Or Leonard Fournette? Playoff Lenny? That's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to offer to Leonard Fournette. I think that's a good deal. 27 years old. Todd Gurley's 28, so he probably won't be in the league for much longer. Maybe 3 or 4 years. But I think Leonard Fournette's going to be a good option. See, it's not costing too much money, and he is going to actually accept that and 94 points. That should be a good amount of points to get him. As long as nobody comes along and tries to snag him, I think we'll be fine. But yeah, receiver could also be it, because as you can see, 73 overall receiver is our highest receiver. And Demarcus Robinson, he won an award, I think it was best receiver in the NFC, or no, the AFC, because he was on the Kansas City Chiefs. This would be a pretty big deal if we can get him. He's only 27 and he's a star dev. He's already 80 overall. So I would not mind getting him. And we only have 3.93 left in cap space or cap room. I don't think I'm going to get any other receivers, but it would be pretty cool. Oh, Tyrell Williams, our former receiver who we traded away to the Packers, and Rashard Higgins might not be that bad of an option. He's young. Marcus Valdes-Scantling, too. I think he was on the Packers as well. Bunch of these guys probably aren't that bad to sign as they're like 26 or 27 years old. There's a bunch of big name people here. I could sign a bunch of these guys, but John Ross, that is who I need. I love his speed. He's 96 speed. If I could get him, that would be a pretty big deal because I could probably put him in like the slot and he'll just be so fast. He'll just run away from the defense. If I can get him, that's going to be pretty interesting because I honestly like to use John Ross for his speed, and if he can just break away from the corners and safeties and stuff, and that would be great. 96 speed, 95 excel. That's just perfect for what I want to do here in Detroit. He might not be the best overall. He might not be the best dev trait. But I think he can honestly earn a better dev trait if he just plays really good. I mean, he's only 26, so not that bad. He was a former first-round pick. So here's who all I'm going after right now. Probably all I will go after because $670K left in free agency. And I need to fix around some, like, contracts and stuff. I need to make it to where I can get all of these guys. And I want to make sure I can get them all. Because a bunch of these guys, I want to save as much cap space as I can. A bunch of these guys are probably going to get teams bid after them. Like Demarcus Robinson, there's probably going to be another team bidding after him. Probably won't be able to get him the first week of free agency, like when I sim. So yeah, I'm going to try to fix her contracts. And here we are. We do manage to get John Ross after the first day of free agency. So, Leonard Fournette and Demarcus Robinson are still up on the board, but we are at Mock Draft 4 and College Pro Days. So, getting John Ross is actually a pretty big deal to me, mainly because of his speed. I think that's a pretty big deal. He's going to really help our receiving core. Even though our receiving core is not that good right now, it's still going to be pretty fun to see him play this year because of his, like I said, his speed. Any fast receiver that has like 96 or better speed is pretty fun to play with, to be honest. As long as you got a strong arm quarterback who can actually throw it pretty far, you're pretty set if you can play it right. And here we go. I think this will work. Oh, we need to fix it. 800K left. I wonder if fixing like the years and stuff, like the salaries and stuff, makes the cap room any better. 98 points is still not enough. I really want to see how like low I can get while still being on like first for him. Ooh. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to fix Leonard Fournette's. I'm gonna see if Leonard Fournette still only has us as his team, because maybe if I fix that, maybe this will work. Because right now it does not look like I can get him. So 98 points is probably all we're gonna be at, and it's still a little bit off. So yeah, it looks like if I can just lower this contract a little bit, I might still be able to get him. Leonard Fournette's not really asking for too much. And so far, I'm the only team still on his board. And I freed up a little bit. So I probably can be able to get Demarcus Robinson. I really need to get him because that would be tremendous. It would be excellent. So yeah. And we're first. We're first on him. So hopefully we can stay first for him. If we can, I am so happy if we can get him. I would be so happy. because not only would it mean our receiving core is better, but the future of this team will be way brighter because he's only 27 with a star depth. I know I've mentioned that a bunch of times, but it's just something I really want to talk about because it's important to me. So yeah, these two guys are the two guys I want to go after right now. I think these two guys are good enough for this offseason. Honestly, I can't get many people because I don't have that much room and cap space. So I think these are the only guys I'm really going to be able to get. Because as you can see, I only have 220K left. And that's honestly who I think I can get. And here is what I believe is the 2022 draft class. I could be wrong, but this is the Sauce Gardner draft class. As you can see, Sauce Gardner, he is 6'3", 22 years old. And don't worry about the colleges. I can just fix the colleges later. But yeah, as you can see, he actually has a pretty decent combine. 4.37 is a pretty good time, for him. Pretty good time in real life. I don't know what his real life combine is, but what his real time for the 40-yard dash is. But Sauce Gardner really interests me because I really need to make my secondary better. And if I could manage to get him with my first pick, which I might need to trade up because the Eagles are looking to take him right now, I honestly wouldn't mind that. So yeah, Sauce Gardner is probably my first option. Jameson Williams could be my next option because I do need a receiver. And it says he's one of our top fits. Or we're one of his top fits. And 4.29 40-yard dash. And he's only the second receiver. Okay. If you're running a 4.29 and you're the second fastest receiver, I want to know who the first fastest receiver is, because you're going to have 99 excel, 99 speed. I don't even know. But you got to be pretty fast to only be second with a 4.29. But yeah, he's actually looking pretty good. Jameson Williams, I could take him with the first pick. I might. I honestly need a receiver. I could go either way. Yeah, both those guys I really need. Sauce Gardner would really help our secondary. Probably even help us make a playoff run. Because if we're making a playoff run this year, and obviously we didn't make it, because we need some talent. We need some playmakers on both sides of the ball. And Larry Fitzgerald retired, so we need a new number one receiver. The Packers obviously did it by drafting, in real life, the Packers obviously did it by drafting Christian Watson. When they lost Devontae Adams, their star receiver who's actually getting older, and they drafted Christian Watson, and now he's their number one receiver. But as you can see, Sauce Gardner is supposed to go number 4. We might need to trade up if we want to get Sauce Gardner, because he would help our DB group out a lot. He can honestly lock down people way better. And Jameson Williams is supposed to go number 7. And we're only going at 9, so I could either go the easier route of trading up only 2 picks to get Jameson Williams, or trading up to number 4. And with our other first-round pick, it's actually number 15. They're saying we're going to go with the left end, Jermaine Johnson. I doubt that. I honestly probably won't. If I take Sauce Gardner with the first pick, I probably will go with a receiver with the second one. Because, I don't even know how much I'm going to have to give up if I'm going to trade up. I don't know how much it's going to be worth if I trade up to the number 4 pick. But it probably could be a lot. Kyle Hamilton might not be that bad of an option. I could take him. I could take Jameson Williams with the first pick. And then, as you can see, he's number 28 predicted. Christian Watson, I could even take him. He's 6'5". Yeah. Christian Watson, we're one of his top fits. So there's a bunch of receivers I could go with. Haven't made up my mind yet on who I want to take. A 4.43, a 4.42. I think, I don't know how much speed. I think that's like 93 speed, if I'm correct. But, he would definitely be a great player to throw the ball up to. Like, if someone's, like, still on him, he's probably going to be good at, like, head tapping people. Yeah, I don't know who I'm going to draft yet. And after simming to the third week of free agency, you can see we got Demarcus Robinson and Leonard Fournette. You don't know how happy I am right now. Probably can't hear it in the tone of my voice, but those are two really big signings. Now, Leonard Fournette isn't obviously as big of a signing, but adding Demarcus Robinson to our receiving core is going to help us a lot. We have a couple of years out of him, like 3 or 4, I can't remember. I think it's a 3-year deal. And when he gets done with his contract, he's going to be 30. So we have 3 years to have him. And actually, there's a 5th-year option. I wonder who that could be. Maybe T.J. Hawkinson? Yeah, it's T.J. Hawkinson. I think I'm going to pick this up because I can imagine how much money his contract's going to be worth. It's probably going to be worth a lot of money. And I really don't have that this year. I might just need to make this like a year where I just save up a bunch of money and possibly even trade away some people that are worth a lot of money, like Jared Goff. He has a pretty big contract. And now that we got Jordan Love, we might not need Jared Goff anymore. I don't want to be paying a bunch of money to somebody who isn't even in my future plans. So, I might trade away Jared Goff eventually. And here's what Mock Draft 5 is looking like. So Mock Draft 5, if you didn't know, basically is if you don't change anything, that's literally how the draft is going to go. So, yeah, Sauce Gardner's guaranteed at number 4. Yeah, if I'm going to want him, I'm going to have to trade up. And actually, I'm going to have to trade up for both guys. Jamison Williams, I mean, that wouldn't be that bad trading up only 2 picks. But trading up to 4, that's probably going to cost a lot of stuff, like picks and players. It's probably going to cost a lot. So, if I'm going to trade up for Sauce Gardner, I'm probably going to have to give up a bunch. And they have us actually taking Jordan Davis. Probably won't. Ooh, Chris Olave. I didn't even think about that. I'm pretty sure he's like really, really fast. Like, he's really fast. Now, his combine might not show it. But he is really fast in real life. He is like, yeah, you get it. So, do I want to go with the fast receiver or the tall receiver who can catch? Probably, like, really good. Like, over people. This is honestly, what's the word? Confusing. Because there are so many good receivers. I think this was a pretty good receiving draft. Like, receiver draft. Chris Olave, he actually has some pretty good stats. The kick return is terrible. But I probably won't have him as a kick returner if I do draft him. So here is what free agency is actually looking like after, like, after the free agency period was done. This is what it is looking like. A bunch of, like, older guys, like 30 or older. I might sign some of these guys. I might not. I don't know. But, here's who we signed. Obviously, the 3 guys that are really important to us. We needed receivers, so we got those. We needed running back, so we got one. Just in case DeAndre Swift gets hurt. Leonard Fournette's going to be a solid backup. Demarcus Robinson's going to be a pretty good number 1 receiver. Maybe not like a top tier receiver, but him and John Ross should cook up the league. I mean, they could do pretty good. I don't think either one of those guys are going to get 1,000 yards receiving, but I think if they're used right, they can definitely get some good yardage. But yeah, here's what the rest of the league signings are. Jesse Bates going to the Chargers, Devin McCourty, all these guys are going to different teams, and Mike Gesicki staying in Florida, but going to the Jaguars. So, obviously, in real life, he went to the Patriots. But yeah, J.C. Jackson to the Jets. Raheem Mostert, who we were looking after, goes to the Steelers. Michael Gallup goes to the Steelers as well. Interesting. So the Steelers get another good receiver. Are they going to look for one in the draft? Or Melvin Gordon goes to the Dolphins. Gronk actually goes to the Commanders. I skipped over that. Leighton Vander Esch, the Cowboys linebacker, who's a superstar dev, goes to the Bengals. So the Bengals are actually getting a pretty good linebacker. And the Jets are actually getting a bunch of good people. Oh my. So the Jets might be really good. Sony Michel. The Dolphins are having a bunch of really good people coming to them, like running backs. They got Melvin Gordon and now actually him. So they actually have a bunch of good people, and the Dolphins are actually piling up good talent. So here is the draft. Who do they take with the number 1 pick? The Eagles, it says that they're going with Trayvon Walker. Do they go with him? Because they could have a linebacker out of Georgia on their hands. In real life, they became the Georgia or the Georgia-Delphia Bull Eagles or whatever. Because they obviously got a bunch of Georgia players. And they do take Trayvon Walker. Okay. So I imagine this one's also going to be Aiden Hutchinson. Because the mock draft has predicted them taking him. So they are going to take him. Now, if I'm correct, I believe they're just taking a lineman here. The Steelers lost a quarterback, so they could take quarterback. I think they need it. And they take Ikem Ekwonu. Big Ben retired. So they aren't going quarterback immediately. And I do end up trading up to the 4th pick. And obviously, with the 4th pick, I want to draft Sauce Gardner, but Jameson Williams is still not off the board for me. I could take him, but yeah, this is what it's looking like. A 1st, a 4th, and a 5th. The 5th round is next year, and the other 2 picks are this year. And with the 4th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions take dramatic pause. Drumroll, please. And the Detroit Lions take Sauce Gardner, who is hidden dev. He is a hidden dev, 22-year-old corner out of Cincinnati, not Alabama. I'll fix that, don't worry. But yeah, Sauce Gardner is now a Detroit Lion. We saved him from going to the Eagles, who I'm surprised didn't go quarterback, because they always go quarterback for whatever reason. Even though they have Jalen Hurts, they're still going quarterback. So the Panthers take Kayvon Thibodeau. The Panthers are on the clock, and I honestly forgot who they... Yeah, Garrett Wilson. So the Patriots here. Do we trade up to get him, Jameson Williams? No, I don't think I will. I'm glad with getting Sauce Gardner. I don't want to waste too much because I wasted a bunch just getting Sauce Gardner. Jameson Williams probably would have been a bunch. But Drake London goes to the Arizona Cardinals to be alongside DeAndre Hopkins. Actually, yeah, I think... I can't remember if this game has him on the Cardinals or not. But anyways, with the next pick, the Eagles... Well, actually, with the pick that we gave them, they take Charles Cross, pretty decent lineman, and the Jets take Trent McDuffie to go alongside that pretty good defense. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. Now, their problem is quarterback Zach Wilson. He might not be the best option, and the Bengals are just going to take Evan Neal, the offensive lineman. And there goes the Giants taking Jermaine Johnson. The one who they actually had us taking in mock draft 3, I believe. And Treylon Burks goes to the Raiders. And the Commanders, who recently just got Gronk, are going to take Jordan Davis, and they're trying to put him alongside Chase Young and I think Jared Allen or whoever it is. I honestly forgot. They have another good defensive lineman, but here we are, and I'm thinking of the person that they made us take, Chris Olave. He's on top of our board, but people like George Pickens and Christian Watson aren't that bad. Yeah, and Jahan Dotson, not even that bad. Chris Olave, here's where I'm still unsure. I would love to get all these receivers. I would really love to. But at the end of the day, I can only take one. Chris Olave, I mean, he's only 21 years old. Obviously, he's fast. He's got like 95 or better speed. But Christian Watson is 6'5". Both of these guys are really good. He ran a 4.39, so not bad. Christian, don't worry about what it says all these guys ran, because it's probably not their speed. I messed up. But I'm still very unsure. I'm kind of glad I paused the timer, because I probably would have ran out of time. Now he's 23. Chris Olave was only 21, I believe. I mean, Jahan Dotson's good too, but Chris Olave, I think Chris Olave, we're one of his top fits. He's only 21 years old. Man. So with this pick, we are taking Chris Olave. I mean, he's hidden dev. Okay, good. So, my reasoning behind taking Chris Olave, he's 21 years old. He's honestly, like, really fast. I think the deal breaker, I mean, he's only 6 foot tall, but I think the deal breaker between Christian Watson and Chris Olave is that Chris Olave is 2 years younger than Christian Watson, so I think Chris Olave is actually pretty good. He's a really good receiver in real life, and he went to the Saints in real life. So who will the Saints take now? And oh, never mind. Anyways, George Pickens goes to the Commanders in the second round. I wasn't expecting him to make it this far. I thought he would have went in the first round. But we are going to be taking somebody. I need to see who we got. Who is all left? So hardly any known players. Okay, so it says right guard's one of our big needs. Corner's a big need, but we got Sauce Gardner. This whole team needs to be rebuilt, but I think I'm gonna go after right guard. Right guard would probably be best. Actually, let's see who the first. He's the only guy predicted not to go day 3. He doesn't actually look that bad. He's got some pretty nice stats and overalls. I think I might take him. Felix Davenport. Not a bad name. Obviously, he's the only guy predicted to go before day 3. He might not be that bad of an option to go with. Yeah, you know what? I need to see the other picks. Is there anybody actually named? No, it doesn't look like it. Any tight ends? Because TJ Hawkinson is on his 5th-year option. Middle linebacker, let's see. There's a round 2 to 3, but right end, I'm just trying to find a way. Nate Irving. I don't think I will. I mean, I've seen a bunch of good people, but I can't wait any longer. Felix Davenport is going to be... I'm going to draft him. He looks pretty good. And he's a hidden dev. Hidden dev lineman. Perfect. So he fit a need on the offensive line that desperately needs to be filled. And that's perfect. Perfect. So far, we've gotten 3 hidden dev players. Sauce Gardner, Chris Olave, and now Felix Davenport. I think we are improving our team a lot. Now, here in the 3rd round, there's not going to be that many actually known people. I don't think there's any known people, as a matter of fact. There's a receiver first. How's he looking? 22 years old. Probably has like 91, maybe like 89 speed. Oh, that ball carrier vision. Oh, these stats are terrible. These are terrible. I don't think I might be taking him. He's the only guy predicted to still go from 1st to 2nd round. Tyrone Burrell. 22. No, that speed's terrible. Bad play rec. Bad man. I don't think I want him. I don't want him. And then that block. He's probably more of like a linebacker or something. Because he is terrible man. He's definitely not a corner. Definitely not. Michael Sharp. I do want to get running back just in case I have a bunch of people getting hurt. It wouldn't be that bad, and I think speed is not too bad. I don't have that bad of stats. Definitely got to put some work on him. Michael Sharp is a hidden dev. We have 4 hidden dev players so far. What a draft. We've gotten 4 straight hidden dev players. Rounds 1 through 3, we have gotten 4 straight hidden dev players. That is perfect. 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 Now, I filled a bunch of positions that needed spots. And I think right outside linebacker or receiver. I could go another receiver. Oh, that speed's terrible. All these guys with terrible speed. That's probably around like 87 to 88 speed. Maybe even less. Short route is terrible. I don't think I'm taking Gio. Now, Jerry Cofield. I do need a right outside linebacker. Or I want one, so I can just develop him, because all the guys I have there are old. Terrible speed, probably like 85 to 84 speed, maybe even less. Stats don't look too bad. So, well, our first normal dev, I mean, he's only 22. Jerry Cofield, welcome to the squad. I did end up simming the rest of the draft, so I don't know who else the CPU drafted. But Sauce Gardner is an 82 overall. Perfect. He's an 82 overall hidden dev. I think that's perfect. All these guys are pretty decent. Now, obviously, the draft picks I made are looking pretty good, but the computer didn't really draft that well, obviously. But Sauce Gardner, he's only 22, hidden dev. I'm glad that he's got the number 1. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, these stats aren't looking that bad. 92 speed. Perfect. And he's already in the top 32 ranked corners in the league. He's number 30. That's perfect. We already have a top 32 player. Now, Chris Olave. He is 21 years old. Hidden dev. That's nice. I'm probably going to have to fix his college because he definitely isn't from UCF. He's from Ohio State. And the same for the rest of the guys that are actually named. Because for some reason it wouldn't work. Now, 94 speed, 92 excel. I'm going to have to change that. Because I didn't realize until after looking up his actual combine that he ran like a 4.2 something. I think he ran like a 4.27. I honestly don't remember. I'll probably put it up on the screen right now if I could find it. But yeah, Chris Olave, I'm probably gonna fix his speed because he definitely deserves to be better. Felix Davenport, I was not expecting him to be good. 70 overall right guard, hidden dev as well. He's 23, but yeah, the rest of these guys, the last guy, just so you know, was Cofield. He was the last guy I drafted, so 2 picks after. So let's see who the highest rated players in this draft are. Now, Aiden Hutchinson's an 81. All these guys aren't that bad. It's a pretty decent first round. Now, Aiden Hutchinson, he is hidden dev. So, how's he going to fit into the Broncos defense? I mean, they've got Von Miller still. I imagine that defense is still pretty good, but their offense is terrible. So, I honestly thought they probably would have drafted a quarterback or something there because Drew Lock is definitely not their answer. Or something on the offense. Definitely would have not expected them to get Aiden Hutchinson, but the Eagles do get Trevon Walker. Garrett Wilson, actually a 75, not bad. Jamison Williams, 99 speed, 97 excel. I still think Chris Olave is the same thing, like he's the same speed. But yeah, Jamison Williams, he was another option we were going to take. I mean, he is hidden dev, so 99 speed is pretty good. It was either him, Chris Olave, or actually George Perkins or Christian Watson. But yeah, all those guys are what I was looking for at receiver, and I only managed to get one. And as you can see, all these guys around like 75 to 72. Chris Olave is a 75. Malik Willis. The Packers go with quarterback. They go with quarterback Malik Willis out of Liberty. That's a very interesting pick. And also what's interesting is Kenny Pickett going to the Vikings. Now, he is 24. But, yeah, he's just going to be on the older side. But he's still pretty good. He's 73. I don't know. Derek Stingley going to the Chargers. So they have a pretty good cornerback group. They have Jesse Bates and now Derek Stingley. Nice. They have, what's his name, Derwin James as well. That cornerback group is probably one of the best in the league right now. Breece Hall goes to the Dolphins. Okay. So he goes to the Dolphins and fills up that third spot at running back. Christian Watson to the Cowboys. Okay. CeeDee Lamb, Christian Watson. Yeah, they have a pretty good offense. The Eagles go quarterback. Desmond Ridder goes to the Broncos. So they did go quarterback. And the Steelers finally go quarterback as well. Kenneth Walker to the Colts. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, we had a pretty good draft. And I honestly think we did pretty good. I think we had a pretty good draft. Now, we did draft the highest rated player, and Christian Watson was the highest rated receiver. But I did end up taking Chris Olave, so yeah, I did want the speed over height. I couldn't manage, but yeah, I think we did pretty good. This is a pretty fun draft, pretty fun episode. So if you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I would just like to say, comment down below, sauce, if you went this far in this video. Have a nice day. Peace out.